Glad to see Orcus hasn't sunk his teeth into you yet, Clarissa. Don't go thinking he's given up on trying, though. He's out there, savoring you from a distance. Can't resist checking in on his prize, just as he can't resist seeking out morsels to tide him over till his feast. The reports we received of a man pale as death skulking about the sands is proof of that. And then there's the matter of the blunted dagger. We don't know who sent it, but we do know what it means. It's a warning commonly used by the less savory elements in Ul'dah, a warning that the next will be delivered sharp and straight to our bellies. More fool them? What is that sentence, Herman? More fool them. They've no notion of what we faced and lived, thinking we'd soil our small cloth over empty threats. Let's hope it's nothing more than that, last seen, as we need to follow up on those reports sooner than later. Anyone fancy a bit of fresh air? Catch a whiff of Orcus's foul stench, all the better. I want you to ask around near the Blackbird station. I'll head to Stone's Throw. When you're done, meet me there and we'll share what we've dug up. I recognize that self-assured stride, the mark of a man ready to take on the world and then some. You must be the Orosan Reaper the boss sent word about. I'm almost disappointed to tell you nothing is amiss. The soldier in me would have loved to see a Reaper in action. I once fought in the Imperial Army, though you wouldn't think it to look at me now. I served proudly under Lord Valens in my youth, until the day he ordered us to use common folk as fodder in some pointless skirmish. I refused and was sentenced to death for my candor. Needless to say, I didn't keep that appointment. I like that. Being sentenced to death, you just don't show up. Compared to that evil, toothless threat. Wait, compared to that evil, toothless threat. Oh my. Compared to that evil, toothless threat. Yeah. She claims to have seen all manner of terrors, but I suspect she'd be startled by her own reflection. Still, if you want to lend an ear to her delusions, you can find her in Lost Hope. Oh, elegant woman. Oh, did Drusilla receive my missive? She sent someone to rid us of this terrible evil waiting in the wings. Truly, she cares for us as if we were really her flesh and blood, which is more than I can say about my own. Not once have I longed to return to the life of comfort I left behind in Garlemald, and I have Drusilla to thank for that. She isn't the reason I left home in the first place, of course. Had I not met my beloved, I would likely still be feasting on lemon cakes in ignorance. In ignorance of love, of freedom. I found the former in Garlemald, and the latter in Eorzea, as our new life blossomed into something beautiful. Not every day has been easy, not even most days, but Drusilla's watchful eye has kept us safe, and our freedom is worth any measure of hardship. Such terrible fear gripped my heart when my beloved told me of the pale man he spied on the sands, but now that the family has come to help, I can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm sure you wish to know how precisely we're to find that horrid creature, but I cannot help half so well as my beloved might. Seek him in the southeast, and pray put an end to this nightmare. Live dandy! Lord Dandy! Through deviled mist the hunter doth now tread, tracking the scent of quarry others dread, and darkest night cry for a keeper. Lo, by your side he walks, the Reaper. I'm like, apologies for the effusive display, friend. I'm a poet, you see, cannot resist putting into words the flood of emotions that accompany such a striking figure as yours. Thank you. Monster! Okay, where's the poem about the monster? The bloodlust emanating from the void sun is potent and powerful. Alright, let's go! Boy. I do have oh fuck, I forgot to try and pay attention to it there as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my savior, my godsend. Would that I could have aided you, but alas, a poet's pen is of little use in battle. Unless, of course, that battle involves not swords and sighs, but words. Just as the sire of my beloved, who is even now licking the wounds done by the invective verse I composed after he had the gale to our a masterwork of scathing metaphor and subtle remonstration. Alas, for all their pretensions, nobles are anything but subtle in their rage. We were forced to flee, to abandon our homes with only our loved starved for sustenance. Nevertheless, I've regretted not a single moment of our life in exile. In Eorzea, we found an unexpected treasure. Freedom. Freedom of mind and freedom of heart. But I digress. Surely you did not seek me out simply to save my life and leave with a nod and smile. Did you wish to commission a poem? Yeah, that's what I'm here, bro. The pale man, I encountered him whilst wandering these arid wastes in search of inspiration. I felt the gaze of some terrible presence upon my back, and when I turned to meet it, he was standing there, grinning like a butcher in a bullpen. He wore robes much too thick for these scorched sands, and his skin looked as if it had never been kissed by the blazing sun. Worst of all, his eyes were as two bottomless pools of blood. I feared my end had come, but then he vanished as quickly as he had appeared. Perhaps I've been reckless. Recent incidents make it clear that the cost of inspiration is higher than I'm willing to pay. I shall return to my beloved for both my safety and hers. Thank you again, my savior. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. There you are. And? Another one of his accursed minions. Well, I suppose we can take comfort in the fact that none of his family came to harm, yourself included. Well done. Speaking of which, what do you think of this family you've been thrust into? Speak freely. I haven't lived this long by taking offense at opinions I don't want to hear. Yes. Well, doesn't seem like any other family, but... I'll say I'm surprised you've all survived this long, because it is surprising, because all of them are like, yeah, I was sentenced to death. No big deal. So that's not like in an offensive way though. It's just like, it's really surprising that they've all managed to survive, you know what I mean? Like considering all of their circumstances. Takes more than brute strength for folks to survive. None of them were fit for the life under the Empire's boot, and that's good enough for me. Much as some enlightened types might tell you otherwise, people like to have a say in the life they lead. That's what separates us from those bugs over there. Born queens, workers, drones, bred into rules ingrained so deeply they wouldn't know how to live otherwise, for the glory and prosperity of the hive. But we've got it in us to be different. Might be born into farming, soldiering, or potlicking. Politicking. What the fuck? Politicking. We can choose to walk a different path whenever the fancy should strike. It ain't in our nature to accept our lot without question. No, we have to believe in something. Put our faith in it. Only then will we deign to march in step. And indeed, faith of a savage strap is one way to get us dancing to the same tune. Others might be compelled through faith and logic raw, intangible, invisible, yet cause enough for killing and conquering if it suits the queen. The invaders have sullied our birthright for 8 centuries. No longer. We march, ferocious, ominous. With a few righteous words, his radiant soulless Galvus whipped the hive into a frenzy. Once that fire is burning, the passion of the masses can't soon be quelled. What was once a wish for home became a holy mission to spread enlightenment. Enlightenment which would not suffer such beliefs as the beastmen held. Countless scores rendered up their lives on the altar of empire until an entire continent was united under a single Magitech fist. For those who still dream the dream of unity, a deed worthy of song. Yet some awoke to see it for the tyranny it was, my grandfather Rulus included. The talents of the Reapers are passed down through bloodlines. Rulus was the best of us, the most accomplished and feared in the Order's long history. The duty of the Reapers, our role in the hive if you will, was to deliver our countrymen from corrupt and power-hungry tyrants. When Garlemald found religion and conquest, its appetite grew to be insatiable. My grandfather pondered this conundrum for many sleepless nights and came to a decision. He would relieve Solus Ascavus of his life. "20 years ago, he slipped into the deepest chambers of the Imperial Palace, silent as a shadow, until he could hear the Emperor's beating heart. Yet when Rulus returned to me, Solus was alive and well. My grandfather, on the other hand, had a skittishness to his step, and his black hair had turned a pale white. He said naught of this encounter with the Emperor, save that the most powerful man in Garlemald was no man at all. Shamed in his defeat, my grandfather sought greater power. Bit by bit, he gave more of himself over to the void sent beyond his avatar. Orcus struck when Rawlus was weakest, taking his flesh and soul in one fell swoop. When he was finished, not a mote of my grandfather remained in that body. There was only Orcus. The fiend flew into a rapturous frenzy, and my family were his first victims. I remember the chill of his teeth sinking into my flesh, gnawing until they reached my very essence. How am I standing here before you then? No, Orcus gorged on a soul that night, but it wasn't mine. Not exactly. It was my avatar that filled his belly. Seems that was all he could stomach. Some might consider that a lucky twist of fate, but I had little time to ponder my fortune. Fled soon as I was able. His radiance never looked kindly on those trying to end his life, or their families. I wandered about for years until I settled here and started seeking out others like me, others who had awoken from the Empire's dream. Lemures is what we call the spirits of the dead in the Garlean tongue. A fitting moniker if there was ever one. Waking up from a long sleep ain't unlike climbing out of the grave. I can attest to that. Son of a bleeding... Remind me not to give such long-winded speeches when the sand is blowing in my face. I'm heading back for some mail. See you at headquarters. Oh. Fucking hell. Man, I really love how much they've tied Reapers into everything, you know? So it's like, it was always a thing, but we just didn't know, because they're so sneaky. Yeah, pot licking. I've never seen that politicking, that word before. I really hope these quests go until 90, but I feel like they're gonna stop at 80. Welcome back, Both. How is the family? Shaken, but unharmed aside from some tousled hair and mangled verse, Orcus left one of his minions behind as a gift, but Clarissa made quick work of it. I always said he was a keeper. You have an eye for the fierce of heart. I wager he could flay Orcus all on his own. Not that we'd let him take all the glory. Of course we wouldn't. We'd all be there when Orcus tries to take his prize. I don't think we'll be waiting long either. Orcus said he struck when Clarissa was wrapped with fear and hatred and despair, seasonings he's loath to forego. I've an inkling how he might try to draw out those emotions, finish off a half-eaten meal besides. Shit. Right you are, Drusilla! I knew it. I was like, he's gonna show up right fucking here, isn't he? Wait, my god is falling. How many nights did you mourn your lost avatar, the wellspring of your power? I must say it was quite the dish. I think not. Move so much as a finger and her head will hit the floor. Oh, that's it, Clarissa, that fire. I want to see it burn. I want to see it rage. I want to see the hatred seep into the depths of your soul. Shall I make this Drusilla's final breath? Or this one? It is so very hard to choose. I was right not to give in to my baser instincts, to allow the thought of your taste to simmer in my mind as you and Drusilla formed a bond, a kinship even. Born from an understanding of her inconsequential ideas that you may better appreciate the bitter loss. But perhaps I should wait a while longer, to let the flavor of your hatred mature and the tang of your malice ripen. I can make use of Drusilla yet, revel in her screams, exult in her misery. Oh, how splendid it will be. All the while, my prize piglet growing fat with loathing and succulent with terror. Patience rewards the dutiful gourmand, after all. When your tantalizing flavor has fully matured, I shall return, and I shall reap my harvest. I was feeling like he was gonna show up, but I thought he was gonna show up in the center. Dude, Orcus looks so cool. Yeah. No, I am cosplaying my characters. Like, I'm a Reaper, dude. I'm a Reaper. Look, there's even like a point in the back of my head. Great, I'm stuck with the lispy bitch. Goddamn void that bastard! Soulless piece of shit! We need to tink. I know. Now's not the time to lose my temper. Deep breath, cool head. Right, we need a plan. First things first, find out where Orcus is hiding. The rest of the family should be able to help with that. In the meantime, you need to prepare. I know you're good, Clarissa, but we can't leave the boss's life to chance. Sharpen your skills and your sights, then sharpen them once more. The boss can do naught against Orcus without her avatar. That means you'll have to do the heavy lifting. Of course, I'll do what I can to afford you an advantage. You can count on that. For Drusilla. I destroyed the character. She's literally just been here. She hasn't really, like, been anything yet. It's not like there was much of a character to destroy, you know what I'm saying? The killing art. Ooh, get the shroud stuff. How's the voice established? You were at a baby shower. Adam picked it. He's obsessed with lisps. Yeah, you want him to like you? Talk with a lisp. When I get my hands on him. Oh, Clarissa. Listen, we found out where the boss is being held, but I'm warning you. The whole of it isn't pretty. The envelope arrived at headquarters this morning. I opened it, and inside was... Oh god. Inside was a letter written in blood. Oh, I thought they were gonna say they mailed her fucking like ear or finger here. There's no doubting whose it was. Orcus is reveling in his own cruelty. The letter said he's waiting for us at the dusk vigil. Gods know what he's doing to her now. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I've called every able-bodied member of the family for this one. We're heading out as soon as everyone's assembled.
We're here, Herman, and more waiting outside. We're ready to repay the debt we owe Drusilla, with our lives if we must.
With souls courageous, hearts of hardened steel, for leader's sake, for family's ideal, into the demon's lair they soon shall tread, to end his terror foul, his reign of dread. The bath would beam with pride to see the group of cold-blooded killers. All right, we're ready when you say the word. That's how you I'm gonna say fake Orcus and you won't be coming back. Yeah, Migo, you stay. It's fine. What? Now we might not hold a candle to the likes of you, but we've got skills. You'll need someone to distract Orcus, right? Then you can move him for the kill while his back is turned. They'll tell us to stay here with our thumbs up our asses while the boss is suffering. Drusilla wouldn't want you throwing your lives away. What do you know about what she wants?
Herman, listen. Maybe they're right.
God, it's an emotional... I know they're right, damn it. Doesn't mean it doesn't chafe. The boss wouldn't trust just any man with the Reaper's arts, and Clarissa has proven himself worthy time and time again. You're going alone. Take that with you. For the Both. No self-respecting Reaper can reap without their scythe. Is Adam even here? Did he leave? Did he make me give her a lisp and then leave? That's fucked up. Now go and make Orca through the day he crossed into this world. Yeah, I did not. I thought they were just kind of like here, you know? There you are, Clarissa, my prize repast. Come forward. I haven't done any MSQ yet, Rin. Did he cut out her? Skirt? Shit. I can smell it. Your fear, your hatred. Your tender, marbled soul, my masterpiece ripe for the slaughter. I'll savor every bite, strip the flesh from your bones, crack them open to sup. I keep doing it. How I hungered, how I thirsted, enraptured by the thought of your sweet essence trickling down my throat. Never have I suffered so in waiting, but in beholding your magnificence, I see it was worth every agonizing pang. I do not expect you to leap into my maw willingly, nor do I desire it. I want you to writhe and struggle unto your dying breath. My goodness. Oh, absolutely combat sexual. Oh, what the fuck, dog? Come on. Very good. Defiance becomes you. Though it begins to bore me. A noise, rather. 'Tis past time you bared your belly for my blade. Prey's sole purpose is to satisfy. My word, your aim is terrible. Ugh. Ow, there should be nothing left of you. Should have learned to chew your food more thoroughly. Fools, the both of you. I won't die so easily. Now our feast begins. Both responses were very good. The music is fucking amazing. No. This ends now. Wait. Let me. This has been a long time coming. Dripping with fear, oil and hatred, I can still smell its exquisite aroma. taste.
We added that motherfucker.
It's done. Let's get back to headquarters. Both, Claritha. Sorry for causing you all no one to worry. And tracking me down, you risked your life and limb. For that, I thank you. All of you. We didn't risk anything. We did that here praying until you and Claritha walked through that door. Don't be so hard on yourself, lass. I know each and every one of you would have joined him if he hadn't talked some sense into you. We owe you our life, Both. We owed it to you to return the favor. You're more than I deserve. Who forces them when they hold dear into a personal vendetta? Who leads family to their death? Arnegus was no fool. He knew and accepted the risks. He placed his faith in you because he believed Orcus had to be stopped. And he was right. There'd be no more victims to mourn. He helped you to achieve that victory. It'd be enough for him, and it'll be enough for me. You're right. This ain't the time for sulking. Arnegus would be the first to tell me that. Now's the time to honor his sacrifice, to toast those we have lost, and those still by our sides. And to thank the brave souls that led us here. That means you, much as I'd like to take credit for Orcus's demise. It was a long, bloody road, but this marks the end of your first assignment as a Reaper. And what an assignment it was, eh? You might not be Garlean, but you tackled your task with a singular resolve that'd impress the most hardened soldier. I'm proud to call you family. We may have founded the Lemures to provide a home for wayward Garleans. We're not so different, Garleans and Eorzeans. No great revelation, that, but moments like these help to put it all in perspective. This family was a dream that gave us the strength to survive in a strange land. But the beautiful thing about dreams, if you ask me, is that they can change. They can get better. So I say that, from this day forward, the Lemures will be united not by origin, but by purpose. Brothers and sisters bound by shared convictions. I don't think anyone will object to that, Both. The Lemures are ready to welcome people of all stripes. Starting with you, though with all but a fifth you're already, eh? Aye. Here's to the birth of a new family, brother.
Riddler. Well, y'all howdy.
Let's go, brother. What a day it's been, eh? Hope it'll be a while before I have yet another occasion to yammer on that much. I butchered that sentence, but too much talking's liable to put me in a sentimental mood, or worse, make me dewy-eyed. So let's leave it at that, eh? You ever get weary from the weight of the world on your shoulders? Know that our doors will always be open. If you need an ear to bend, shoulder to weep on, or a stiff bottle to jump inside, I'll be right here, brother. Yo, I'm brother now. That felt very conclusive. I don't know if there's gonna be more. As your avatar sups upon the souls of fallen foes. Yeah. Oh, what'd she say? It's always a pleasure to see you walk through those doors. I know it's not very homely in here, but feel free to kick your feet up wheresoever you can. How fair, then. We're doing as well as can be expected, all things considered. Arnigus left some shoes that are proven hard to fill, and we found ourselves a less skill at hand than we're accustomed to. I can help. Carmen is doing all she can, bless her heart. As much as she claims to hate using her head, she's showing a sharp mind for trade. Thanks to her, our cerulean business is getting back on track. Arnie's wife is making do, you'll be glad to hear. She's running her own stall and doing a fine job at it by all accounts. I just hope that if anyone in the family needs my help, I'll be around to give them what they need. Aww. Aww. I am gonna hug her. Wait.